Hey guys, welcome to Comics Illustrated, Episode 3. I'm your host, Randy Siplon, and today we're going to get into the first of a few videos that I am going to do on the works of Mr. Kevin Nowlan, one of my favorite comic book artists. And I think after looking at some of the work that I present to you, he might become one of your favorite comic book artists. He's has a long history of being an artist's artist, meaning that a lot of people that work in the industry, a lot of artists are influenced by him. He has inked many legendary comic book artists. He's known for his really cool, detailed finishing over other people's pencils, but he also does a lot of stories on his own where he pencils and inks, often does his own colors and lettering. He's one of those guys who he likes to do it all, and that's a big influence on myself because I kind of tend to like to do everything myself too. As much as I can. So the first comic that we're getting into is one of my favorite stories of his, and it is the origin of Man-Bat in Secret Origins number 39 from April of 1989. And the Secret Origins series was usually two different stories. Obviously, this one is Animal Man and Man-Bat. They're separate stories, though, so they're not really, they don't, like, the cover is misleading. Cover by the great Michael Kaluta, by the way. It's an awesome cover, too. Very striking. But the Man-Bat story, well, let's open it up, is, there we go, written by Jan Stranad and art by Kevin Nowlan. There are no other credits, so I'm assuming he also did. I know for a fact he did the coloring and the lettering. I mean, you can tell his lettering's very, very distinct, and his color palette is pretty distinct as well. But you can definitely tell that he at least lettered it. This is an older comic, so it's on newsprint, and it doesn't show off the art. There's a lot of places in the story where you can tell that the printing definitely didn't help. There's a lot of fine line cross hatching and feathering that he did. I'm assuming he inked this probably. Well, I'm sure he used brush mixed with Crowquill. Definitely some of the lines look like pen, and this was at a time when there probably weren't using markers and stuff like that as much, but there's a definite use of Zipatone, and I mean, you can just tell he's got that muted color palette, which really works well with his work, with his line work. And it's basically the origin of Man-Bat. It starts out with Batman shining a flashlight on Man-Bat, and he's like, it's kind of funny because the first panel, Batman says, "Good Lord, you're even more of a bat than I am. I've never seen such a realistic disguise." And Man-Bat's response is, "Disguise, Batman?" So yeah, he's like, "That was no costume. That creature actually is part man and part bat." It's funny because it's like the dialogue's a little corny, and it's kind of weird because Kevin Nowlan's art is not corny. Like, it's kind of written in like an old school Batman, the way he talks and stuff, but like the art doesn't. I don't know. It's weird. It's funny to me because it reminds me of like 1960s Batman TV show, but it doesn't look that way. The art is super modern, for 1989 especially. It's like this kind of stuff was not, you didn't see it much on in comics back then. I mean, there wasn't, this kind of stuff was not in mainstream comics. And that's why Kevin Nowlan's so legendary to me. He was like way ahead of his time, and yeah, I mean, this is so good. This page, it's it's like a little flashback to Batman fighting this gang of crooks, and it's in the darkness. So there's, the printing didn't really pick up a lot of, I don't know, it kind of muddies it a little bit, but it's still nice. This panel down here is great. Batman got a little bloody nose or bloody lip, and anytime you saw blood in a code approved book was kind of bold. You didn't really see that much. Well, I mean, I don't know, I could be wrong, but it seems kind of different. But this whole story is different. I mean, it's way ahead of its time, stylistically, and Kevin Nolan is just great. If you can't really get, it's hard to get some of the detail in the video because it's on newsprint, and it loses um, a little bit on camera, but try to show you as best as I can. Here's a top panel is I think he's at a museum. I actually haven't read it in a while, but I'm here just to talk about the art and show you uh, what I think of the artwork. You know, uh, Great ad for John Elway's Quarterback. I remember that game for Nintendo. Wait, yeah, regular Nintendo NES. John, I used to play. I played that game. It was like before Madden. Okay, here's the part. One of the great things about going and looking back at some of these comics is the ads. Uh, John Byrne, Batman. Was it? That's weird. I don't remember this. Okay, I'm getting distracted, but that's okay. That's part of the deal with looking at old comics is like keeping the nostalgia of everything. And here's Batman's getting, basically he's explaining the origin of Man Bat to Batman. Um, and now, of course, every good Batman related story has to have a callback to uh, Batman's origin, even though this is Man Bat's origin. But you have that in here. Yeah, and this, man, this is so cool. But I love the color palette. Like this panel, um, it's like three colors, maybe four. But you got this figure with the gray against this light pink for pretty much everything else. I think the water is a different color, but it's very similar. And then that real bright magenta for the background color is fucking cool. It looks really good. Here's the guy what's Man Bat's Kirk Langstrom. Yeah, I knew that. He's extracting something from the glands of the bat. And he's going to drink it because that's always a good idea, right? So this is where he, very Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde type of transformation scene, monster, movie monster, werewolf transformation type of thing. He's turning into Man Bat. And this is a great panel. It's just really good storytelling. He drinks the serum, starts hurting his abdomen. He's clenching it, and he's going, "Oh, my body changing." His fingernails are even getting longer. I'll get that one over there. He's definitely in agony. It even says, "I'd never known such agony." I mean, you even have to say that. You can tell he's in agony. No. Again, Kevin Nowlan does all his own lettering too, and the special effects lettering. It's amazing. He is the ultimate craftsman when it comes to comic book art. I can't think of anyone better all around for everything. He's my favorite, and he should be your favorite too. There might be someone better. I don't know. I'm not. He's definitely in the top 5 all time of comic book creators, in my opinion. Oh, Morning Funnies. I don't remember this serial. That's weird. It's like all of these characters: Dennis the Menace, Hagar the Horrible, Family Circus, Beetle Bailey. I don't know who that is. All in one serial. Man, I don't remember that at all. Who? What? Yeah, that's weird. Ralston Purina. Yeah, that's okay. Oh, Bubble Bobble. That was a great game. Renegade. I was big into that. I was into all those kind of games. The fighting games like Double Dragon, Renegade. There's a ton of other ones. Final Fight, that I think came later. Sky Shark, flying airplane game. I don't really remember that one. Tato was a big arcade company, and obviously they ported their games over to the NES and other systems. But yeah, the Nintendo ports were never as good as the arcade. Operation Wolf, yeah, that was a big one. I think that one was the one that had the actual gun that you shot at the screen in the arcade. I think that was that one. Okay, back to the comic. Sorry, I get caught up, man. All right. Okay, what happened? Oh, this is the transformation. So this is like a two-pager. So he's screaming, no. He's already turned into Man Bat. He's crashing all of his flasks and stuff. Okay, then this is a really cool panel. He's like laying down, holding his hand up on the counter. Then I was blessed with a soothing darkness, an oblivion deep and cool as a cavern. He's laying there, passed out. I awoke to a distant commotion, certainly from another room in the museum, but remarkably clear to my heightened senses. Oh, I messed up. Before this was, that's him talking to Batman? I don't know. I'm bad. This is why I don't review comics, because like I haven't, I've poured over this comic many times, and like I don't even remember the story. That's kind of terrible. But anyway, I can tell you, for one, that this panel is amazing, and I believe this panel has been swiped by a lot of artists over the years because it looks familiar, so familiar that I've seen it. Variations of it. That eye with the with the eyebrow and just the way it is, just the rendering of it. Um, so yeah, he gets up and oh yeah, this is when he came in and he discovered Batman fighting. So that's the guy that works at the museum. Obviously, he's Man Bat. So he storms in on Batman fighting off these burglars that were in there to steal some shit from the museum, and he's helping out Batman. That's cool, and his lettering is so good. So it says, I decided to even those odds to help Batman out, and let him be as he's grabbing this guy. Okay. The men's horrified screams when they saw me reminded me of the monstrosity I'd become. My experiment was no success, but an abominable failure. I had strength and powers denied to ordinary men, but in gaining them, I had lost humanity. What a dismal bargain I had struck. So, okay, so after he helps Batman fight the dudes, Batman's over here with his flashlight. I want to thank you, but he's a freaking bat, and you're shining a freaking bat flashlight in his eyes, and he gets pissed off. You thought I was wearing a disguise. A disguise. It's so like Jekyll and Hyde. It's kind of awesome. Okay, this page really stands out. I love it. I like that use of the magenta, like the 100% magenta background on these panels, and then this one has like kind of like a two-tone sky, but then the light pink. It's like we're talking. This page maybe uses 10 colors at the most for the whole page, and it's fucking beautiful. I mean, it doesn't get any better. Like this story, I wonder if they've reprinted this. Not that I want them to change anything about the artwork, but it would maybe be cool to see it printed, you know, printed modern on a modern printer with nicer paper. I like newsprint, but like I said, some of this thing's so old. Some of the color is very pale, and it's like he does a lot of faces with um, mostly white, and it just has a little bit of a flesh color shadow, but it's like it almost washes out in the. So I'm not really going to get into any more of the story because there's a lot more going on here, but I mean, just this is a cool panel. He's not Kevin Nowlan's maybe not known as like a great art. His females maybe aren't the it's not like he's Adam Hughes or something like that, but he does great women. Oh yeah, we get more of that magenta on this page in the sky, and Man Bat's apparently he's trying to become human again. And Batman's like, fuck you, you're going to stay Man Bat forever. He just swings in and kicks him. And his little serum smashes. It's you again. But what are you doing here? Oh, you didn't know who this was as you swung. What kind of detective skills do you have, Batman, where you just, you should have looked. You see the smashed window. I don't know where he went. He went in the front door, maybe. I don't know, but it like the broken window would maybe tip you off to like look in and assess the situation before you just fucking swing. Oh yeah, window's already broken, and you're just gonna swing in through the broken window and you know kick them. Maybe it's dark and you can't see, but we can see, and it's clearly a man bat, a freakish looking dude with bat wings and huge bat ears. But anyway, so you've condemned me to a life of horror. That compound was my only hope. Now it's gone, and that was the last bottle. I didn't realize. Maybe I can duplicate it, or we'll get the lab to create more. There's no time. I already feel the animal part of my mind becoming dominant. I'm losing my human inhibitions. Oh yeah, see, you fucked up, Batman. This panel's cool, real creepy, and I'm hungry, Batman. Very hungry. Yeah. Uh, Sorry about that. Okay. My God, what have I done? So he's fighting fighting Man-Bat off. This is a cool panel down here with Man-Bat's all drool, and he's becoming more and more of the monster. It's, Jekyll and Hyde. Again, the monster's taking control. All right. Cool panel here with a super bright light gets turned on. And Batman, what's going on? Get back. Go back to the car. Francine. Don't. So Man-Bat's running. And he breaks. He, instead of going out the already broken window, he jumps out the other window, breaking it. It's like, dude, you could have just jumped out that one. It was already broken. So the guy, he jumps out. He's flying away. The cops are like, oh. Cool use of the magenta again in that this panel is just like 2 shades of blue, some gray, a different gray for the background, and that magenta, 2-tone magenta and pink. And it just fucking is amazing. Look at that. All right, and then you called him Langstrom. Langstrom. You can't mean. Yes, I'm afraid it's true. That was Kirk Langstrom. This is his like wife or girlfriend. She's all. That's a great face, though. That reminds me of like Adam Hughes. Adam Hughes went through a huge Kevin Nowlan phase where he was like, I don't want to, just influenced by him. I almost said he was aping him, but that's terrible. I shouldn't say that. Okay. Very cool panels here. That, like, Tom King will write Batman like sitting around moping on the couch, but when Kevin Nowlan does it, like, it looks cool. I mean, like, he's over here having his glass of milk after a long day, and it's all right. See, here he is drinking his. I'm assuming, is that milk? I don't know. So basically, he's like, yeah. This is kind of weird. Like the last page. Odd how he, with his story about Batman and caves, helped to shape my early fantasies. Even the bat that inspired my identity as the Batman may have been his doing. So, like, apparently he knew him before. I didn't read all of that. So, and now I, by interfering with his theft of the antidote, have been instrumental in creating his identity as the Man-Bat. I'm going down to the cave now. I want to have that compound ready in case I run into Langstrom again. Alfred, very good, sir. He finishes his milk. Yeah, it's definitely milk because, like, you can tell there's a little white in the bottom of that glass still. He didn't even drink it all. He's having his warm milk to help him sleep. Batman. He's okay. As he's going down into the Batcave, yes, I have the strange feeling I'm going to tangle with Man-Bat again soon, very soon. And fucking Man-Bat's just hanging out in the Batcave. So it's like, I want to know what happened. What is he out of sight so Batman doesn't know he's there? It looks like he's like right in his field of vision, just hanging there. But is he like? It's and how did he know to get? How did he get to the Batcave? Like it's kind of a weird ending, and it's open for interpretation, and it's cool. And that was the great Kevin Nowlan's origin of Man-Bat story. And there's also an Animal Man origin by Grant Morrison. This is early Grant Morrison, who obviously he goes on to write Animal Man series, and Tom Grummett on the pencils. Tom Grummett, he's a very serviceable artist too. Not one of my favorites, but that's pretty cool that that's actually written by. I don't know if I read it when I this comic I've had in my collection since 1989. I'm an old fucker, so I don't know if I don't remember. I haven't read the Grant Morrison Animal Man story in a while. I will reread that though probably, but I won't do a video on it because this is well, that's besides the point. Okay, Hulk Hogan on the back. 2 ways to win in the ring. 2 ways to win in the ring. I don't get it. Oh, there's 2 different games. Nintendo, WrestleMania. I had that game. It was not the best wrestling game. And the VCR board game. Those were big. I remember those like VCR games. Wow. All right. Enough about that. Secret Origins featuring Animal Man and Man-Bat. We were here for Man-Bat. Go out and find this comic. I buy it every time I see it. If I see it out in the wild, I will buy a copy of it. This is my original though, and I think I need a new one because it's a little bit worn. But I'm pretty sure it's in okay condition. But highly recommended. Kevin Nowlan, a genius. I am not as much of a genius, but I'm trying. Just want to give a shout out to my comic book, Kill Reaver. It's on Indiegogo still, in demand. You can get it. $15 plus shipping gets you Kill Reaver #1, the color cover. This beautiful cover drawn by me, colored by Matt Yackey. He's better at coloring than I am, but I am going to color the comic, and it's still going to be great. But where am I? There we go. Get this comic. It's awesome. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe. I'm trying to build a channel. We're going to make more videos like this, talking about comics and comic art. And, I'm having fun with it. So I hope you guys are too. And if you like this video, you're going to like what I have in store because, there's more Kevin Nowlan coming. There's a lot of other artists. I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.